Hey there, it's Brenda Meller with Meller Marketing. We are going live and I'm doing a live video for the first time, streaming to two different places. Today I am live streaming this to LinkedIn, and through StreamYard I'm also doing a live stream to Facebook. So today what I really want to focus on are some video marketing tips. And I've been playing around a little bit with StreamYard, kind of figuring out the tool. And I'm sharing with you kind of along my journey of marketing and video tips and different types of things. I want to share with you some resources. So those of you who are looking at just gaining some additional marketing insights, you can learn from somebody who's been around the block, so to speak. I've been a lifelong marketer, and I now run my own business, Meller Marketing, and I love sharing marketing tips and resources with others. So I've been increasing my use of video lately, both for myself to promote my business, Meller Marketing. The speaking engagements I've been doing have been increasing, and I've also been helping clients along the way. I'm not a video expert by any means, but I guess I may have some more expertise than some of you watching the video, and that's what I want to share with you today, some insights I've learned along the way. I have a couple connections who might be even joining me who do video production for a living, and I invite you to join the video, add your tips. I'm going to have a segment at the end where I ask you to add in your community tips. Another thing I've been trying out with this live streaming is testing different times of the day, days of the week, and different techniques in itself with the video. And I'm going to show you a little bit of that behind the scenes here today. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So we are talking about video marketing tips. And the very first thing I want to share with you is know your goals for the video. So going into this video today, this is a live video. I'm not rehearsing this per se. I did prepare an agenda, a couple items that I want to make sure I cover in the video. Now, if you're doing video on your own, you know, it can definitely be something that you can do on your own. Knowing technology and getting comfortable with different technology, that's all important. But really, come end of the day, you've got to have a good message. And I don't know about you guys, but when I join a live stream, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, I want to know right away, what is this video about? I don't want to have, I don't want to waste my time while this person's kind of rambling on and on about things. I want them to get to the point, and I want to figure out pretty quickly, is this video for me? Am I going to get something out of this? So knowing what your goals are going into the video, that can help to give you focus so that you're not just kind of rambling. You are having a focused message. Okay, so that's the very first thing. And what I'm going to do now, we're doing a live stream right now on LinkedIn, and we're also live streaming on Facebook. So excited about this. And I'm just going to take a quick peek to see who's online. So if you happen to be watching this live, let me know, say hello, tell me where you're joining from. And if you're watching in the playback, do leave a comment as well. I'll respond to all of your comments, and I'd like to acknowledge the folks in the audience. So let's see who we have online here. We've got about 19 people on so far. We've got Melissa, hello, welcome. Ayesa, welcome. Dr. Nada, welcome. Jennifer, hello. Karen says hi. Jordan says hi. How you doing, Jordan? And Jack is watching and learning as well. So if there's anyone else who's on LinkedIn, do leave a comment, and I'll make sure I respond back to you. Now I'm going to take a quick peek over to Facebook and see what's going on here. So this is the very first time I'm doing a live stream, as I mentioned, to both LinkedIn and Facebook at the same time using StreamYard. And I have played with a couple of their tools here, and I'm going to explain to you what I did. And I think this will really help you from a marketing perspective as well. So it looks like we're live on Facebook, and I'm just going to see if we're getting any comments coming in on there. I'm just going to mute my video over here so that you don't hear. So this is the very first time I'm. You hear me talking? It's like in stereo right now. Both LinkedIn and Facebook. I don't know if I can do this. So I don't think I can mute the video on Facebook. So I'm going to see if I can pull it up on my phone. This is like behind the scenes, guys. You're seeing me live and in action. Part of the goals for my video today is to understand how I can use video marketing more effectively for my business. So I'm always going to share these things along the way with you. I'm going to take you behind the scenes. You're going to see me. I'm not going to say make mistakes. You're going to see me learn from my actions that I'm taking. I always believe that we can learn things, and you know, the best way of learning is just throwing yourself in and doing, right? Because you're not going to learn by watching and by reading. You're going to learn by doing. So I like to learn by doing and share with you what I'm learning along the way. All right, so I don't see on Facebook, I'm not seeing the live. Oh, here it is, the live stream's coming in. And I don't see any comments that are out there. If you're watching this on Facebook, I invite you to leave comments, and I'll toggle back and forth on my phone here between LinkedIn and Facebook. All right, so I did see one question come in, so let me take that question right now. And this was on LinkedIn. Someone had asked about how are the bottom graphics put in on LinkedIn or StreamYard? That's a question from Matt Schmidt. Hi, Matt, how are you today? I upgraded. I had the free version of StreamYard, and I went in and upgraded to the next version up. It's $25 a month, and I can't remember what the yearly rate is. I'm trying monthly first. But I upgraded, and then I was able to put my branding in. So let me just show you this here. I'm going to hide this for just a second. So you can see when I first joined, I edited my branding, my color of this magenta pink as part of my brand color. And you can see up in the, let me see if I can point over here. Oh, this is a little bit tricky to do. Right here is my company logo for Meller Marketing. So I've added that in. That's part of the branding package that you get with StreamYard. So hopefully that answers your question there. And then they also have, this is a really cool tool. I'm learning this as I go. They have banners. So you know, when I talked about knowing your goals for the video, when I can put that up on screen, it helps you as a viewer to see what I'm talking about, okay? So the goals for today, I want to make sure that you're getting some video marketing tips out of there. And I want to practice, and I want to pull the curtain back and share with you these tips as I'm going along. So that's kind of the goal for my video, and some tips for you to think about as you're creating your video. The next thing, let's talk about this. If you're going to be live, you're going to be doing a live video, there's a couple things I've learned, and these are just going to be tips and techniques that are going to help you. The very first thing here is if you're going to be live, you have to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. What do I mean by that? I really haven't rehearsed the script for today. I have thoughts on what I'll be going throughout. I have an outline that I'll be going through. But I know that there could be hiccups along the way. Maybe I get a tickle in my throat. And if that's the case, I have my glass of water. Very good, very good. I know that there could be a hiccup in the technology. If that happens, I would invite the viewers watching this to let me know. I'm not seeing sound. I'm not hearing the audio. The lighting's not good. I had one person once upon a time, I had a really bright lamp behind me, and I had somebody on camera say, hey, that lamp is distracting. So I'm learning as I'm going, and I'm a human being. I'm also one, I love to share what I'm learning with others, so you can learn by my occurrences, not mistakes, right? You can learn from my experiences as well. So get comfortable with the uncomfortable. Another thing is, if you're going to be live, you have to practice. And there's really no way of practicing live other than delivering live. I had a client recently who called me. They said that they applied for a LinkedIn Live, and their company was the applicant. So not the personal profile, but their company, and they're a technology company. And they want to do an announcement on LinkedIn Live in the month of December. And they called me and they said, we've been seeing you doing live. Can you help us out with this? And the very first thing I said was, how many live videos have you done so far? And they said, none yet. And I said, well, you don't want your first live video with this big announcement to be the first time you go live. I would say go out first and practice something. And what I've seen a lot of people doing on live is just they're announcing, I'm live. This is my first live video today. That's perfectly okay. That's actually more than okay. You know why? Lean in a little bit. Do you know why that's important? Because people love to feel that they are a part of your life and your action. Even little techniques. You see, as I'm leaning forward into the camera right now, you feel like we're having a greater connection, don't you? I'm making eye contact with you. People like to know, you know, it's your first time doing this. You're a little bit vulnerable. That's okay. But you're not going to get that practice without actually delivering it live. So that's a tip there too. If you're going to be live, you've got to practice, and there's no other way than jumping into the deep end of the water and just going live, okay? Another thing is engage your audience if you're going live. So this isn't just about me spewing off information and hoping you'll grasp my every word. No, it's about you too, right? You are watching this, and you're probably still watching this because you're getting something out of it. Maybe you like the level of enthusiasm that I'm bringing into the video that you're not seeing in some other messages. Maybe it's the message itself. You want to do more video marketing, and you want to learn from a marketer how to do that. But regardless, I'm trying to engage you with the video. So within lives, I like to periodically check. And what I do is I'm using StreamYard. So I'm actually using my phone to look through comments that have been left by you. So I'm going to take a commercial break, if you will, and look at your comments now and welcome others who've joined us. So let's see. We have who I haven't said hi to already. Craig, hello. He says, hey. We have Debbie from Michigan. Clifford is from New York City. Hope you're doing well in the Big Apple there. Craig is from New Zealand. Awesome. People from around the world. And Melissa gave me a little hand clap, so thank you so much for joining. Karen is joining us from Brighton, Michigan. We've got Jordan from Atlanta. I'm going to be down in Atlanta actually in February, Jordan, for a conference. So maybe we can meet up and grab a coffee while I'm in town there. So let's see who else we have on here. We've got Thomas. He's giving me the thumbs up and the cool emoji. Thank you. Bouchan, thank you so much for your compliment. We have Bijoui from Tunisia. Welcome. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Matt, yes, thanks for answering. Don't you like it, Matt, when people actually say your name? I see so many of these live videos where they kind of skim through and they might say one or two, and I'm on the video and I say, hi, hello from Metro Detroit, and they don't say my name. I'm like, oh, I feel kind of slighted. But Matt, when we make that human connection, when you say the person's name, it really helps with engagement. Brian says, hey. Matt says, tip, your branding in upper right is nearly unreadable. Maybe drop to middle right and enlarge. Will not interfere and your awesome content will be branded. By the way, very well done. Thank you so much, Matt. I'm learning as I'm going. So I have uploaded a PNG format of my logo. Let me see if I can find this again with my finger. Right over here. That's where my logo is at. So in this video, I have uploaded this in terms of branding, and I do have a version of my logo that's filled in with white. I might try that next time, playing with that a little bit. And you're saying drop to the middle right and enlarge. I don't know that I can do that in here. So I think the options we have in StreamYard for logo, I can either hide it, I can show StreamYard. You're watching me do this as I'm going. I can do this. I'm not seeing any items in here that show where you can move the logo, and I'm not seeing a place on screen where I can pop that around. So I'm just going to leave that as it is, Matt. If you are using StreamYard, though, Matt, I would love your recommendations how you move the logo around because I'm not seeing it in there. Amy says, what kind of pie do you have today? Amy, you know me so well. I am so sad, Amy, because all of the Thanksgiving pie is gone from my house. Can you believe it? Everybody's eaten it. And they didn't even save me the last slice, you know, but that's okay. I'm a mom. I sacrifice for my children because I love them so much. No pie today, but if I were to have a pie, I might have a banana cream pie because it was recently my husband's birthday. He loves banana cream, and I've got a crust and some puddings mixed in the cupboard and some bananas, so I might make him a banana cream pie. Never can tell. Dorothy says hello from Florida. Mary says hi, and Musa says Azul, Brenda. I'm not sure if that maybe is a greeting. So welcome at any rate, and I appreciate you joining us. We're up to 36 people here on LinkedIn. I'm going to toggle over to Facebook and see what might be happening over here as well. And again, streaming on two different. If you're watching the playback, just leave a comment. So we're talking right now about engaging your audience. So hopefully you've felt engaged. I've said your name. I'm bringing you into my talk. That's a really important element of live. And the other element here is roll with it, right? So things may hiccup. Your lighting may tip over. Your sound may not work. You might get a train driving by or a plane overhead. Roll with it. You know, let your audience know what's happening. You know, what I like to do is if you feel like you need to apologize quickly and move on. But rather, I would just explain, oh, it looks like my light kit just fell down. Let's just keep going. You know, let me know if you're having a hard time hearing me and I'll adjust my lighting. But let people know what's happening. Just roll with it. You got to really get comfortable with that. So that's the next tip if you'll be live. So here's another tip, and this is from a marketing perspective. I like to think about, you know, video in itself is really awesome. I love that we can do live and we can interact with people online. But I think it's also important that, you know, the live is just one instance of the video. And I like to think about, especially in marketing and in social media, the whole concept of content curation and content creation, and you create once and you merchandise it multiple times, because we're at a single point in time. We're at, what is it, about 12:53 p.m. Eastern time here in Metro Detroit, and there's people watching this from all over the world right now live, but people may be watching it in playback later on LinkedIn if they can find it. It's a little bit tricky, which gets me to my next point. And you want to think about merchandising your video. So what I would do is, after this live video is done, I'm using StreamYard, and this server will allow me to export a copy of the video in an MP4 format. I'm going to export that down, And I may do just some minor editing. Maybe I had a little bit of black space at the beginning of the video, or I rambled in the middle and I want to crop out a little portion of that. But I like to use some software to do some minor editing. I'm not a heavy video production person. I kind of like to just think of the basics, but I like quality. Okay. So I use Camtasia is the production software that I use. I think it was recommended to me by John Esperian, if I'm not mistaken. And what I'll do is I'll just export the video in MP4 from StreamYard. I'll upload it into Camtasia and then see if there's any edits I'd like to make. I'll watch it all the way through once. Sometimes I may create captions and upload in those video, but otherwise I may just make some minor modifications, maybe increase the volume level, and then I would export that as a, call it a produced video version, and then I would upload that into YouTube. And YouTube, you really should be thinking about, that's your video library. Any place that you're doing videos, whether they're live or native videos, or you're doing it from your phone, posting it on social media, you want to think about video, the library rather is YouTube. And you almost think about a video is a book that you've taken off of the shelf. You want to make that book available for other people to read later. And you want to put that back on the shelf in your library, which is YouTube. Okay. And in YouTube, I actually have playlists in there. I have a LinkedIn Live playlist. I have marketing tips as a playlist. I have me at speaking engagements as a playlist. I have me recording speaking engagements for others as a playlist. But that's kind of the library. That's where all of my videos go. If you're doing public speaking like me, if you're a presenter, trainer, and you have video clips, you know, these live videos can be a part of that as well. So don't forget about the live element is a part of your speaker demo reel, especially if you do events and especially if you do speaking engagements and conferences. Another tip is using your email newsletter. So you guys have joined me live, gentlemen and ladies, I should say, have joined me live, whether it's on LinkedIn or Facebook. And I think we're up to 42 people right now joining me live. So there are going to be other people who couldn't join me live because they're on their lunch break. They're on a client meeting. They may be out in another portion of the world where it's bedtime right now and they're not even awake. So you may be watching it at a later date. Those people that have subscribed to your email newsletter are basically hand raisers. They've said, Brenda, I want more information about Meller marketing. I want to hear what you have to say. I want your marketing tips, your social media tips, etc. So think about pulling those videos out. And after you have that YouTube link, you could include that in your email newsletter. And you can say, hey, if you missed us live, watch the playback. And that's one of the things I'm going to do with this video after it's completed. And the final thing is sharing it on social. Certainly in the live format, you can share it on LinkedIn Live, you can go Facebook Live, you can go YouTube Live, but also think about using that MP4 file and uploading it into Facebook. Now, Facebook prefers either native video or organic or live video over videos that you're sending to outside links like YouTube, because they don't like you to send people off of Facebook. They want to keep you in Facebook. The same applies for LinkedIn. They like to keep you in LinkedIn. They don't like you sending people out. So I would always upload that video natively or organically into the site as an upload of an MP4 file. Okay, so hopefully this is helping out. This is talking about video marketing tips here. You're here with Brenda Meller today, and hopefully you're enjoying these tips. I got a couple more things, and then I'm going to ask for your video marketing tips. So as you're watching this right now, if you have additional video marketing tips, please feel free, leave them in the comments right now. I'm going to read your comments again in a few minutes here. So let's move on now to a few other tips with regards to video marketing. And these are just some basics here. And I like to think about, you know, just the common elements that make a video great. One thing is sound. Now you can see here, I don't have a microphone. I don't have a headset, but I am in a quiet home office. I live on a quiet street, so I don't have a lot of traffic or background noise and no interruptions that are coming about. If I didn't have good audio quality, I would use a headset. And in the future, you may even see me using some different devices to capture my audio. But you want to think about the sound quality. And I even like to do a little sound test before I get started with my videos. Okay. The next thing is lighting. And hopefully this lighting in this video, you're going to notice if you look at some of my previous live videos on LinkedIn up to where I'm at now, I have made some modifications along the way. And actually I have a lighting kit. Let me just show you this here. So right now I'm lit with kind of this amber light. Let's see what happens if I turn this off. You can see the impact on that lighting that it makes. So let me turn it back on again. Okay, here we go. So there's the amber lighting. And this lighting kit I had actually has a couple settings. So I can kind of turn the lighting down a little bit, or I can turn it back up, make it a little bit brighter. Whoops, let's see here. I'm going the wrong direction. So this is for making it lighter or darker. Here we go. There we go, lighter. See, making mistakes, learning as I go here. Here's my plus sign, so that makes it brighter. Okay, you see that? And then now I'm going to toggle back and forth between, this is kind of an amber tone. Here's just a white tone, and this is a blue tone. Okay, so again, amber tone. Just notice the differences. Look at the lighting in my face, and I like to kind of check these things and look at which is the best natural representation of me. So here's the amber tone, okay? And here is this just bright white tone, okay? You can see I almost feel like I have a little bit of an ashy look to my skin tone. And now blue, and you can see there's almost a little bit of a gray tone. So I prefer this amber tone. I think this works best with the background of the room that I'm in, with what I'm wearing today, with my coloring, everything as well. So kind of be aware of the lighting, and don't be afraid to use those lighting kits and test those techniques. All right, so we talked about sound, we talked about lighting and production. You know, the video itself, we're in a live environment right now, post live, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, I export the video and I do a little bit of editing to it before I merchandise that video in other places, uploading it to YouTube and sharing it in my newsletter and some other sites. So kind of think about those as basics as well. And then captions. Now, this is really important. Think about right now, you're watching this video and hopefully you're watching it live with the sound on, or maybe you're watching a playback with the sound on so you can hear me speaking. I know that there may be some of you who are not able to listen with the sound on. Maybe you're at work, maybe you're at home and you've got other people in the room and you don't want to be disruptive. At any rate, I've added in these little captions here at the bottom. Where's my hands over here? Captions here at the bottom. These are banners that I use from within StreamYard. So even if you can't watch this whole video, listen into the sound, you can at least see what am I speaking about right now. So I'm doing a modified caption, if you will. Now, some of my videos, what I'll do is I will do the export. I'll push them up to a site called rev.com, and rev.com will charge you a minute per, I'm thinking about this, $1 per minute of video. So if I was doing a 30-minute video, I would pay them $30 US to do the transcription service for me. When it's a short video, 2 to 3 minutes, I don't mind paying a couple bucks. $30, I got to think about, is it worth the value to create that that transcription that goes along with it? And I would say longer length videos, you probably don't need it. You know, maybe 10 minutes or under, you could consider adding the captions, but certainly it helps for people who are watching the video with the muted button, so they can't hear what you're saying. And it also does help people that may not be able to hear, or maybe their device doesn't have sound on it or something. But at any rate, think about captions and think about accessibility for your videos as well. And the final element here in terms of basics is music. Now, this is a live video. It's me talking. It's more of a live action type of thing. I'm not using music. But if I was doing a video interview, what if I was maybe showcasing projects? What if it was my speaker demo reel? I might upload some a music bed underneath that. And there's a lot of great stock music sites that are out there where you can find instrumental music or music with words to them, but try to fit some music that rather select some music that fits the mood of the video that you're doing, whether it's upbeat, happy, more dramatic. Try to pick something that kind of creates that mood. If you're working on speaker demo reels or video interviews, kind of the talking head where you might have an intro and an outro song, you want to think about something that really is kind of fitting along the lines of the brand as well. Okay, so those are some of the basics that I have to cover here. And now I want to invite you, my dear viewer. I'm gonna lean in here. You are invited now to share your video marketing tips. So if you're watching along, you have some additional tips. If you found these tips helpful, let me know. I'm going to look at our comments now on LinkedIn and see who's joining us. We're up to 53 people. So this is just kind of the midday test, kind of curious how many people are going to join us on here. So let's see here. We talked to, I think I said hello to Amy already. Yes, because you asked about the pie. Dorothy from Florida, hopefully you're having lovely weather. Let me know, Dorothy, what's the weather down there today? I think in Michigan, I think it's between like 30 and 40 here. It's a little bit on the chilly side today. So that's Dorothy is from Florida. And let's see here. Mary says hi. And Bruce Sean says, really appreciate your time and effort. Nicely done. Thank you so much. I appreciate the feedback there. And I just got a second ago on my phone, it just froze up. All of your comments just stuck And that was a little hiccup. You're learning from me. This happens sometimes, especially when we're live streaming on the Wi-Fi connection. So let's see what we have on here. Bruce says, hi, Brenda, are you using the free StreamYard version? Bruce, I recently upgraded just today for the very first time because I wanted to add in my logo. I need to figure out how to do this. Add in my logo in here. And then down below here, you can see I've got my pink magenta, which is part of my branding. And then also StreamYard has this where I can add in this live with StreamYard as a part of the branding in the background as well. So I can, you know, do some different adjustments. These are using the themes that they've set up in here. I can turn my logo off. You know, that replaces it with the StreamYard logo. But I wanted to test this out in the next version up for two reasons. One is I wanted to try out the branding with my logo. And two is I wanted to try to stream to two networks at the same time. So right now I'm streaming on Facebook and LinkedIn, and it's a $25 monthly subscription. Bruce, they do offer an annual, but I'm going to test this out for a few months first before I decide whether or not I want to upgrade. And the version I have is the next level up from free. There's another version up from there where you can stream to more than one social networks. But right now I'm pretty heavy on Facebook, and LinkedIn is really my #1 network. I do have a YouTube channel. I'm not doing lives on YouTube yet. I may try to do those in the future. I'm building up my library there right now. But no, it's not the free version. It's the next level up. But you can do LinkedIn Live using the free version. There are just a couple of limitations that I've discovered. So I've done probably 3 or 4 videos so far, and this is the first one I'm using with the upgraded version. Musa says, great job. Thank you so much. Or good job, I should say. Thank you so much. Stephanie, what was the software you used for video editing? It is pretty easy to use for first-time users. I was referring to Camtasia. That's the software that I use for editing, and I found it pretty easy to use. They do have some tutorial videos within Camtasia, and I think I paid as a one-time subscription for the software, and it's actually on my desktop. I think it was like $200 as a one-time fee. So that gives me pretty good video editing for a novice like me, I'm going to say. I'm a marketer. I know what looks good. I know what doesn't look good. I know when I need to adjust the lighting and adjust the volume and maybe add some music, but I'm not doing video production for a living. I know if I were to outsource video, the rate I've found in my experience is you might pay about $1,000 per minute of produced video. And that, you know, those people are worth every penny, don't get me wrong, but that covers pre-production meetings, the production itself, you know, the crew that you're working with, the post-production, editing, approvals, you know, anything that's needed. I mean, that's a lot of staff and expertise that goes into a video. But, you know, $200 a year, I can afford that. And I bought, you know, a webcam for another 40 bucks. I think the lighting kit was between 30 or 50 or so on Amazon. I've got a microphone kit that I bought for another 50. So I like to manage my expenses as an entrepreneur so that I'm not going out of business before I have a chance to be successful, right? So I think Camtasia is a pretty good tool. If you could look through YouTube for video tutorials on Camtasia, but they also have a video library in there. And I, you know, every time I get stuck, I'll just go into Camtasia Help, and I'm like, how do I adjust the lighting in my video? And they walk you through that step by step. So Bruce, you said the audio is great. Thank you for that feedback. I'm just doing this through the Wi-Fi connection on my laptop. I tested it before. I am trying to project my voice a bit because I want to make sure the audio quality is crisp, but I definitely appreciate that feedback. Bill Stevens is joining us. Bill's from Metro Detroit as well. Welcome. Musa says audio and video are perfect. Thank you. Brian says, look great. Thank you so much. Brian, do you like my vest? I don't know if you can see this. Let me stand up. This is my winter warmth here. It's a little bit chilly here in Michigan right now, and I just love being comfortable. And this pink is my brand color, so I thought I'd have a little bit of fun on today's video with my outfit here as well. So thank you for that. Matt has a tip. He says the long form video content can be on YouTube and presented in your website. A 30-second to 1-minute video can be used to promote the value of video and posted natively on LinkedIn and Facebook to drive traffic to the site. Excellent tip here. So long form video content, I think, Matt, are you referring to, you're referring to live versus just posting within LinkedIn? Clarify, if you could, what you mean by long form for those that are watching the video. I think I know what you're talking about there, but I'd like you to expand on that. Dorothy says it's actually nice and sunny in Florida, and you got a little sunshine emoji, and you know, it's still sunshiny here in Michigan. It's just sunshine behind the clouds. So you got to look deep for it. So that's good. Thomas is saying he is getting delays in your speaking. So I did experience about a minute or so ago a little hiccup in my phone. So it could have been a connection. I'm going to watch and see in the playback if that same delay happened there. But that could be what we're referring to. Thomas, thank you so much for sharing that with me because I like to watch a live stream. What I've noticed here is that user comments, they take about 30 seconds from the time that you leave your comment on LinkedIn to the time that the presenter or narrator rather is seeing that comment. So if you're saying you were getting delays, it probably already passed. Thomas, let me know if the hiccups have worked their ways out. Dorothy says, love that you were testing this out and sharing this with many of us. Well, you're welcome, Dorothy. It's my pleasure. And thank you for being part of my group here, my community, in watching these online. Bruce says, thanks for the detailed answer. You're welcome. And Paresh says, good. So we're up to 60 people, guys. And I had originally intended on just doing a quick 15-minute video here on LinkedIn. And we're at the point right now where I'm going to start to wrap this up. And I'm just looking in here to see if you had any additional video marketing tips that you would like to share. And I'm just going to pop over right now to Facebook and see if there's any additional comments that have come in through Facebook. So the Facebook stream is not quite as fast as the LinkedIn stream, I've noticed. I don't know if anybody else doing live stream is noticing that, but it seems like LinkedIn, I can see it right away on my phone. But when I go into Facebook, I'm on my Meller marketing page here on Facebook, and I'm going to go down to the live video stream here. And you can see, let's see if I can play it. I don't want my sound to go on if I hit play here. It looks like it's stopping right now. It doesn't look like it's letting me do the playback, but I'm not seeing comments here on my phone from Facebook. I'm going to toggle out of my Facebook page app and go into Facebook regular to see if there's anything happening there. Let's see. I'm not seeing it on here. So yeah, so I'm so far, I'm preferring LinkedIn to Facebook in terms of the live stream and the comments that I'm seeing on there. I do know, LinkedIn, I have a larger community, a larger following out on there, and that may be part of the reason why I'm seeing the comments on LinkedIn and not on Facebook. So I'm not seeing anything on Facebook right now. So I'm just going to keep going with the LinkedIn comments. I'm going to go back to you guys and see if you have any final comments, observations. Did you find this helpful? Did you enjoy this video? Did you like the format? I love sharing tips and techniques. I'm a marketer by background. I'm now helping people and businesses unlock the power of LinkedIn is really what I'm focusing on, optimizing your time and your presence on LinkedIn. But I'm a marketer. And when I tell people, when you're looking at working with someone, if it's on social media, look at them on social media and see their activity. You get a sense of their level of expertise. So as I see these new tools rolling out across networks, I like to try them. And that's part of the reason I'm doing this in a live format, sharing some video marketing tips here on LinkedIn. All right, guys, the audience actually keeps increasing. So I'm not sure if more people are joining because of the longer stream that's happening, or if you are coming in and off of your lunch breaks possibly. But I've got to wrap because I've got an appointment to get to in a little while. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining me today for this live stream. If you're watching this in playback mode, I would invite you to still leave your comments on whatever social network you're watching this on. If you received an email from me, reply back. Let me know what you thought of the video format. And if there are additional topics you'd like to see me cover, do let me know. I'll often take Q&A from my community on LinkedIn, and I'll bring that into a format as well. All right, so I'm going to wrap. This has again been Brenda Meller with Meller Marketing. Thank you so much for joining, and have a wonderful rest of the day. Take care.